It's some new shit every day. Some new shit every day. Ha! It's some new shit every day. It's some new shit every day. Listen. Don't go anywhere. Come here. Come back. It's your boy, man. Jaako Joran. And today we're going to be reacting to why La Liga is terrified of Fermín López. Now, if you know me, you know I've been talking and giving my opinion on Fermín López. You know, I think he's one of the best players on Barcelona. I'm pretty sure I did a reaction to his highlights. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna react to this GOAT TV video. Got all the goals around. And we're gonna check out why he thinks that Fermín López is gonna be the new superstar coming out of Barça. And I agree. I think he could do that. You know, they already had the breakout of Pedri, De Jong, Rafinha. They have a couple big names at the club. Who would I call superstars on the Barcelona teams currently? Yamal and Rafinha. Would I say Pedri? You could say Pedri is he's like an all-star. Superstar is big. Like, superstar, in my opinion, you could go to that team and you could go to any team in the world and instantly, like, take them up a level. I don't think Pedri could do that for every team in the world. I don't think you could go to a Prem team and just take them up a level. Like, especially if we're talking about the big six. If we're talking about the Wolves or some shit, then yeah, you know, they could take Wolves and Aston Villa up a level. But if he goes to Man United, I don't think he takes Man United up a level. They need a DM. If he goes to City, maybe. I'll say yeah, he probably takes City up a level. Liverpool, definitely take Liverpool up a level. But the thing about Pedri is Pedri needs weapons around him that he could work with. And the structure. Man United has the weapons, they don't have the structure. City has both. Liverpool has both. Chelsea, if he comes to Chelsea, yeah, he could do a job. Chelsea has both. Arsenal, they have structure. And they have weapons around that you could use, so he could do that at Arsenal. It's just Spurs and United not right now. Nah. But enough me yapping about the Prem. This is a La Liga video. Let's get straight into it. Before we get into it, hit all the links in the description. Like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Jaako Joran, man. I'ma see y'all boys in it. Whatever. I almost said I was gonna see y'all in the next video. What am I talking about? I'm gonna be smacked. I think I got lost in my own eyes for a second.
Dani Olmo, Jude Bellingham, and all of Europe were afraid of. Don't believe me? Take a look at this, because Fermín can do this.
What a goal!
Fermín López is becoming exactly what Dani Olmo, Jude Bellingham, and all of Europe were afraid of. Don't believe me? Take a look at this, because Fermín can do this. And then this.
What was that especially? Okay, nice.
Fermín López is no longer a prospect. Fermín López is the number 10 of FC Barcelona under Hansi Flick. And that is not a small thing. The midfielder from El Campillo has become one of the most decisive pieces in this new Barca. A player who comes in, breaks games open and produces like a superstar, even without being a guaranteed starter. And now pay close attention, because this is wild. Fermín López already has 20 goal contributions this season, just one fewer than Lamine Yamal. And yes, he is the midfielder with the most goals and assists this season across Europe's top 5 leagues. Here is the scary part. We are only in January, and Fermín has already beaten last season's numbers. In just 24 official matches, he has matched and surpassed what he produced in 46 games last year, when he finished with 8 goals.
And how do I know about Fermín López? Well, because Chelsea is tied to him. I know that we want to bring Fermín to the Prem, and I know my team wants him. And at first I was like, yo, Fermín, who is Fermín? Like, I know a lot of people on X talk about him, but you know, you can't really trust X ball knowledge, right? So I went and I did my own research. And then when I went and did my own research, I realized that, yo, this Fermín López guy is like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. 8 goals, 10 assists, 8 and 10. Not bad. At Chelsea, we could use someone like him, especially with Palmer being injured like the way he is. He'd be the perfect competition for Palmer. And he could also work with Palmer, work with Esteval. Up to him. Do you want to be the man or do you want to be the sideshow? At Chelsea, you could argue that he technically could end up being a sideshow, but he could also play on the left wing. If he comes into this team, let's say we have a healthy Cole Palmer, healthy Esteval. Bro, he walks into that left wing spot easily, and he could hold that down. He's comfortable on the left wing. You just seen him score a goal coming off the left. He could do that, and he could beat his man comfortably.
Goals and 10 assists. This season tells a completely different story.
Goal,
this
man. And
is
his
not
goals are
development.
crazy.
This is a leap. In the UEFA Champions League, Fermín is Barcelona's top scorer with 5 goals. Nobody saw that coming except Flick. The brace against Slavia Prague was not luck. It was
Let's be honest,
confirmation.
man. He got like that Mog type of energy. He be mogging, bro. Like, that's another reason I want him at Chelsea. Like, Cole Palmer's like an English Dani Olmo. He's not really mogging niggas, man. Like, we need some moggers at the club, man. I'm a sexy nigga. So, it gotta have like, if I'm gonna be a sexy nigga supporting the Chelsea fan base, then Chelsea just gotta have like a bunch of niggas that mog at the club to keep the beauty standards up. We just a bunch of like fly niggas playing football, bro. Good looking niggas playing football.
It was the 5th time Fermín has scored 2 or more goals for Barca in all competitions, and the 2nd time in the Champions League, after his hat-trick against Olympiacos earlier this season. That performance
I saw that game.
It brought his 2nd European MVP of the season.
Louis, who's MVP? Fermín, pero no puedo hablar. No, Fermín! You get!
And more importantly, it confirms something very clear. Flick has already found his number 10, and that number 10 is not Dani Olmo. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. Fermín is now just 1 goal away from matching his best ever scoring season, which came under Xavi Hernandez when he hit 11 goals. That alone tells you how consistent and impactful he has become from midfield. And a big part of this leap deserves credit to Hansi Flick, because since his arrival, Barcelona are no longer a team that lives or dies by individual brilliance. This Barca works as a unit. Everyone contributes. At a club like FC Barcelona, where spotlights, media hype and endless debates about style are part of daily life, standing out is harder than it looks. Especially if your name is not Pedri, Lamine Yamal or Gavi. And yet inside that galaxy of talent, there are players who do not shine like lone stars, but make the entire system work better. Fermín López is one of them. He broke through 2 years ago with unexpected force, scoring from late runs, pressing like the pitch was on fire beneath his boots, reminding everyone that Barca can still produce players who don't fit the classic mould, but fit the system perfectly. To understand Fermín, you need to switch your mindset. He is not a traditional magician. He doesn't control matches from deep like Pedri.
Finish.
He doesn't turn every touch into art like Yamal. He's not a generational talent in the purest sense, but that doesn't make him lesser, quite the opposite. Fermín López brings qualities that are rare in an environment obsessed with other traits. He has timing, he has goals, he has elite level intensity. He knows when to jump, when to bite, when to attack space.
You know, I'm gonna disagree. I do think Fermín has talents that could get ironed out into becoming superstar level. Great ball striking, good eye for goal. He's like a goal first cam, right? Or 10. But the thing is, unlike Bellingham, he has a really high tech. Like, don't get it wrong. Bellingham has technique to survive in a Real Madrid, but I don't think he has technique to survive in a Barcelona environment where everything is possession, 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 possession. Fermín has that. He's perfect for Chelsea. I say bring him.
Most importantly, he knows when to let the ball stay quiet and let his movement do the talking. Flick has worked with this profile before. Players who don't dominate on their own, but become essential inside a well-drilled system. At Bayern, it was players like Müller, Goretzka, even Gnabry in certain phases. Now at Barcelona, that role may belong to Fermín. He won't rule every zone of the pitch. He won't be a tactical, technical, and physical number 10 all at once, but he has something very few players truly possess: impact. Fermín shows up when matches are decided, at the edge of the box, on second balls, in line-breaking moments, exactly where football turns brutal and decisive. And this is the key thing about Fermín López. He is a clutch player. He shows up when things get messy, when the pressure rises, and when Barcelona needs someone to tilt the game, and the proof is everywhere. Against Bayern Munich, Barca's old nightmare, Fermín opened the game with a sublime pass from midfield. One touch of vision, perfect weight, and suddenly Rafinha was free behind the defence.
When I was talking about his skills earlier, I was just mainly talking about his finishing, because I really look at that as the standout superstar trait. But if we could get more passes like this consistently from Fermín, especially to a player like João Pedro and getting some balls into Liam Delap, running behind, some line breakers like that. Now, of course, in the Prem, you're not going to get someone giving you such a high line, but when you have a player that grew up his whole life playing in possession-based systems, he'll be all right. He can deal with low blocks. He can deal with mid blocks just fine. He'll be used to them. Especially if you come into the ranks and with the intention of playing for Barcelona, you got to be used to low blocks and mid blocks. Got to.
No chance for Manuel Neuer to even think about coming out. That pass was elite-level precision, delivered in a moment when Barca desperately needed calm. Then, when the match got tight again at 1-1, Fermín showed his other weapon, pure grit. He fought until the very last second, squeezed everything out of his legs, and with the final ounce of energy, slipped Robert Lewandowski clean through. Tap in, goal, game tilted again. Nice. He did it once more in the match that sealed La Liga for Barcelona, a title on the line. Nervy atmosphere. And Fermín delivered the decisive goal with a thunderous strike from outside the box. No hesitation, no fear, just execution. And this season, same story. In a brutally tight derby against Espanyol, Fermín was the master key. 2 decisive actions in the final 15 minutes. First, a precise central pass that allowed Dani Olmo to smash in a beauty. Then dragging the ball all the way to the byline, keeping it alive under pressure, before cutting it back perfectly for Lewandowski to finish the job. And this isn't narrative hype. When Barca struggle, Fermín always appears. In the Champions League against Club Brugge, Barcelona went behind twice, and twice Fermín dragged them back into the game. First with a clinical pass from the right flank for Ferran Torres, then an outrageous backheel 1-2 with Lamine Yamal that broke the defence open. 2 assists, 2 rescues. And it didn't stop there in the Copa del Rey demolition. 5-0 against Athletic Club. Fermín was the orchestrator. 1 goal, 2 assists. One of them a lightning-fast transition pass for Rooney Bardghji, finishing off a ruthless team move. Even in the Super Cup final, he set the tone, receiving with his back to goal, rolling past Eduardo Camavinga, anticipating Jude Bellingham, and releasing Rafinha into space. 1v1 against Aurélien Tchouameni. We all know how that ended. Goal. Barcelona in control. Yep. Fermín has a profile that doesn't feel very Barcelona at first glance, and that's exactly why he matters so much. In many ways, Fermín López is an outlier from La Masia. His power, box-to-box running, 2-footed shooting, and ability to arrive late in the box separate him from the classic, elegant, cerebral number 10 that Barca fans usually are.
Yeah, he's more like a Prem number 10. But like I said, he can survive in the Barcelona system. The reason he gets played is because on the ball, he has enough technique to keep the ball, right? So, have to get that yawn out. So with this technical level and this ceiling that he has now with the power and the build-up of his play, and you put him in the Prem, and you just add like a little bit of muscle. He doesn't have to be crazy muscular because he is a midfielder. And you put him as like, you just keep Enzo as a 8 where he can spray passes around the field and build attacks using his IQ. And the same thing for Caicedo, where Caicedo just sticks to where he's best at, destroying play. And now you have Pedri up top. Not Pedri up top. You have Fermín up top. Whoa, at the 10. And now Palma's not constantly shackled to that 10 role. He can now go and operate in the half spaces. You have Gusto bomb forward. you could be looking at a very dangerous Chelsea attack, man. Very dangerous Chelsea attack.
Idolize. But his efficiency is undeniable. While others decorate, he delivers. While others combine endlessly, he finishes. And in a team where matches often get clogged and slow, Fermín's verticality is pure oxygen. To really understand the scale of what he's doing, pay close attention to these numbers. Fermín has already been directly involved in 20 goals this season, double the amount of Jude Bellingham, who sits on 10 contributions. He has scored the same number of goals as Lamine Yamal. He has more goals than Vinicius Jr. in the current Champions League, and he has registered the same number of assists as Vitinha this season. This isn't about debating or ranking players, it's about giving the correct weight to what Fermín López is producing right now at FC Barcelona. Without being an undisputed starter, he is proving he has the quality, the impact, and the personality to stand among the very best players on the planet. Many people underrate him because he doesn't have the aesthetic of Dani Olmo. But if we judge by output, by pure usefulness, Fermín is already more decisive. And this isn't a clash of styles, quite the opposite. He complements the more technical profiles around him. That's why the spotlight has shifted to the pairing of Fermín and Dani Olmo. Two very different players, both decisive in their own way. Olmo's role has been crucial, often rescuing matches with moments of brilliance. His recent goals were described as spectacular from every angle. The control, the body shape, the precision of the finish. Pure class. Even so, brilliance doesn't guarantee a fixed spot in the starting 11. With the squad fully fit, the debate has intensified. Some argue that with Frenkie de Jong and Pedri available, there simply isn't room for everyone. And that's not an insult to Olmo, it's a compliment to the level of competition inside this squad. Right now, the reality is simple. Fermín is flying, and the numbers don't lie. As we have said countless times in this video, Fermín López, games 24, goals 10, assists 10. Dani Olmo, games 23, goals 6, assists 2. To be clear right now, Fermín López is ahead of profiles like Dani Olmo in any serious debate. Not because he looks prettier on the ball, but because he decides matches more often. His direct impact is simply bigger. Looking ahead, there are only two realistic paths for Fermín. Either he becomes a fixed system player, one of those names you don't take out of the 11 when things are working, or he becomes the ultimate luxury number 12, the perfect game changer, the player you throw on when matches get stuck and need breaking open. Both outcomes are a win. What is clear is that even thinking about selling him would mean completely misunderstanding his value. Fermín might not be viral, but tactically, he's gold. Fermín López will never be the most elegant, the most technical, or the most media-friendly player. But if a team wants to compete at the very top, it needs more than pure talent. It needs impact. It needs muscle. It needs players who appear exactly where it hurts. He doesn't need to be a global superstar. He just needs to be the player who sneaks into the box when the spotlight is on someone else and scores the goal that changes everything. If Barcelona truly want to compete for everything again, they need to value players like Fermín more and shiny fireworks a bit less. Because titles aren't always won by geniuses. Sometimes they're won by players who understand what the team needs in every single moment.
Lo de Fermín es un escándalo, Marcos. Fermín, estamos hablando de palabras mayores. Estamos hablando de un jugador de un valor ahora situado entre los mejores centrocampistas del mundo. Acaba de firmar 10 goles y 10 asistencias. O sea, 10 goles.
I don't agree with how this video packaged Fermín, man. I think Fermín has what it takes to be literally one of the best midfielders in the world, bro. Like what these guys are saying right now, bro. I think just trying to keep him as he's a system player, who's not gonna shine above the rest. Nigga, I wouldn't be surprised if he takes out like Pedri's place in the food chain. Or Bellingham's place in the food chain. I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
Y 10 asistencias a mitad de temporada. Como siga con esta proyección, estamos hablando de un futbolista que es titular ahora mismo, indiscutible en el Barça, que yo lo veo titular, y ya sé que la selección tiene grandísimos jugadores, pero lo veo titular indiscutible en la selección española, y que el valor de este futbolista, teniendo en cuenta su capacidad de adaptarse al medio, porque es capaz de llegar desde detrás como la segunda línea. Hemos visto el pase de Frenkie de Jong, el gol del 1-1, el gol del segundo es espectacular desde fuera del área con la pierna derecha, te mete goles con la derecha, con la izquierda. Estamos hablando de un jugador diferente, singular, único, y que en estos momentos está, tengo aquí a Bruno y a Jordi a mi lado, pero yo creo que está entre los mejores centrocampistas que hay ahora mismo en el mundo.
And Fermín, more than raw talent, has exactly that, instinct and real game intelligence. Beyond Beyond the stats, there's one trait that defines Fermín and explains why he's earned the dressing room's respect. And the fans' connection is personality. He never hides. He competes for every ball like it's the last one. He leaves everything on the pitch. His football screams hunger, ambition, and commitment. He raises the team's competitive level just by being out there. A quiet leader, but one that spreads belief. Hansi Flick has publicly praised Fermín's decision to stay at Barca despite strong offers last summer.
That he stays here. I think also for him, because he's a player from Barcelona. I think he's living for Barca, and I appreciate a lot what I saw today.
The coach values not just his performances, but his mindset, a player who understands the club, the context, and the daily pressure of wearing Blaugrana. For Flick, Fermín is the perfect balance between talent and sacrifice. Fermín López is no longer a promise or a pleasant surprise. He's a proven reality, a complete midfielder who makes the difference with and without the ball, with numbers and with character. His evolution this season proves Barca already have in-house a player ready to lead both the present and the future. Because some players play football well, others like Fermín play well and feel the game. And at Barca, that has always made the difference.
That's a good video. That's a great video. So we heard what he thinks about Fermín. Let me know what you think about Fermín in the comments down below. I'll be reading the comments. I'll be responding to people who are actually talking football and not agendas. But if you have a funny agenda, I might respond to you. It's been your boy Jaako Joran. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Give your mom a kiss. Tell her you love her. See you guys in the next one.